Hey, welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. I'm your host, Isaiah. And I just want to say happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. May you have a great day, But that aside, today's episode, we are going to finish what we started and pull out that motor, finally. So, let's get in. Okay, and we are back. So, I think we left off with the slave cylinder, two 12mm bolts, which I put them back to make sure we don't lose anything. Then it's supposed to be 14mm bolts all the way around, but there was a mixture of bolts, as you can see here. These two are for the top, these two are for the starter, then these two are for the bottom end. So the bottom end being right here, and there's one reversed, so on this side at the bottom facing this way. So you have to take that one out, which that's not the original bolt, so I'm gonna have to probably add a washer, because it does thread in perfectly and it was tight, but without a washer it doesn't look proper. So I'm gonna just basically add a washer to that and it should be good. But these are all of the bolts that came off of the transmission, not including these bolts here. This mounts the bracket for the transmission mount. Then this bolts in for the transmission mount, which you can see right there. And I took the bracket off. And then these two bolts, one of them are stripped. So the one back next to the blue tube is actually stripped, and it did have Loctite on it in the hole. So I'm pretty sure this was a previous issue. And it is not going to be easy to just bolt that on and leave it. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to drill it, helicoil it, and probably take it from there. But that's upon assembly. We're kind of going the opposite of that. So now that the transmission is 100% loose, I took the starter off, as you can see there. It's ready to come down. You can already see there's a gap, and now I have to get down here on the bottom, wiggle it, and pull it out. So once it is out, I'm gonna bring it down as gently as possible, and it needs a cleaning. Let's take a look at the bottom. You'll see that here we go. This transmission is filthy. It's supposed to look like this, but it looks like that. So we're definitely gonna put a pressure wash into this. That's completely unacceptable. Certain things here you do have to cover. Output shaft and the input for the axles all have to be covered. But my biggest thing is getting this transmission down safely without dropping it and taking it from there. So let's do that. Okay, so the tranny is down. I'm not too sure what level of ACT this is, but not the one I was looking for. So anyway, all right, tranny is down. Fairly simple, not too bad. Definitely needs a cleaning, which I'm definitely gonna do before taking this one apart. But yeah, not too bad of a process. There we go. But as you can see, the dirt is pretty substantial, and throwout bearing, everything looks good. Output shaft is clean. not bad, not bad. But now that this is out of the way, let me see if I can take a look at the engine side of things. So, yep, again, let me get this out the way and we'll check out the motor. So, as you can tell, the pan is tore up, as you can see, pretty bent there. So that, and right there, it's bent. And it's being held in there with 2 motor mounts, one in the rear, one in the front, which is not too bad. But I think what I'm gonna do, order one of these bad boys. Yeah, the stock unit is not going to be good enough. So, boom, there's that. And I'm probably gonna leave the oil filter in there just in case. Yeah, everything down here looks pretty good, not bad. No rust, just a lot of grease. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, well, since all of that is done, next what we got to do is yank out the motor. So we need to continue taking apart everything that's attached to it and pull it out. So let's take a look up top. Okay, up top. Oh, I actually changed the power steering pump. So this one is remanufactured. So that's perfect, good to go there. And then besides that, we have, let's see, this wiring harness that's in the way a little bit. That guy there. Boom, boom, boom. Another harness that's in the way a little bit. Let's move all of this over here so we can see what we have here. Alrighty. Alright, so shifter cables, that's not any issue there. So I think we have this heater core line that's still connected that has to come off. And then we have 2 vacuum line here that has to come off. And then, yeah, we should be good. And then motor mount back here and motor mount up here. And I believe that is everything. We have knock sensor that stays on the block. Yeah, that should do it. So yeah, we should be able to lift this out easy. So let's start with taking out these bolts here for the motor mount. Before we do that, actually, I need to strap it up and get the engine hoist on the program. All right, so let's do that first. All right, so looks like that's the only thing I have to memorize down here. Everything else is pretty straightforward, so let's knock it out. Okay, it is out. Almost forgot the oil cooler lines. Make sure you don't forget these 2 lines here, goes to the oil cooler. But other than that, we took out the bolts here, took out the bolts here, took out the vacuum lines here, and the hose that was here, and that's it. She's out. So we also took off the clutch and flywheel. This looks to be as original can get. Yep, so, not too bad. We're gonna definitely upgrade for obvious reasons, but yeah, let me get this on the stand and I will be back. Okay, so we got it on the engine stand here. We're gonna you know, take a couple of things apart a little bit further and then reverse everything and start putting it back together. I think only thing I'm waiting on is the main bearings and a couple of tidbits, but other than that, I think we're pretty good. But yeah, I want to flip this thing over, check these main bearings, see what they're looking like, and swap them out. Swap them out, which we're gonna go from I believe ACL bearings to King's bearings, and then take it from there. We might even put a little hone just to clean up these cylinders, and we should be good to go, I think. But yeah, it's not that bad. The crank is still in it and everything, and we just have to basically put everything back together. I see there's new hardware all the way around on this one, and it's not too bad. So yeah, that's where we're at. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're pretty much going to put a parts list together, everything that's needed for that car, and put some chippers together and start ordering parts. But if this is the type of content you like to watch, definitely consider subscribing if you aren't already, hitting that bell icon for updated notifications. And remember guys, knowledge is power, and I'll see you next time.